Hello, everybody. This is Elijah.
This is Luke.
And we are the Eagles of Steel. Hello again, guys. If you didn't watch our Incredible Hulk live stream, then this will be the first video since our free agency video, which just seems right. If you didn't see my short that gave a trailer for this, I'm sorry for you.
There's no one here beside me.
Mock draft time. Specifically the first round, just because we don't know a lot of college players.
You what?
We won't do college, so if you see struggling with your name, sorry.
Pretty much what's going to happen here is we're going to go through the whole first round. Pick 1 to pick 32. And unfortunately, we can't really predict like certain teams trading up or down. So it's going to be a little complicated if that happens, obviously, in the draft, which it most likely will. So anyway, without further ado,
Let's get into it.
I
I think our first two are the same.
Same, yeah. We can just announce our first two. So, Tennessee Titans will draft Cam Ward.
Well, duh.
Quarterback out of Miami. Do you have any stats for that?
Oh, I sure do. Let me find him. Here he is. He actually had a 67.2 completion percentage. 4,300 yards, 39 touchdowns, and 7 picks.
That's not bad at all.
That's pretty good, actually.
He's probably had a pretty good combine, too. The fact that he passed a guy like number 2 pick for the Cleveland Browns being Shedeur Sanders.
Colorado quarterback.
Yes, which I've watched him play. He's actually good because I've watched like a couple college games.
And for him, he actually had a better completion percentage. He has 74% completion percentage.
What's his touchdown and
4,131 yards, 37 TD to 10 picks.
Which is it's about, to be honest, like I think it's just the picks that drove him down a little, one pick. But the thing is, if the Browns get this guy, they might be set. At least set to have something happen.
Remember, it's in your division.
But then yet again, it's the Browns, so they'll probably ruin his career.
Time to die!
That's the spirit!
I mean us! We are going to die!
Now, this is where things will completely twist around.
Yeah, from this point on, outside of those two, it's going to get different. So, like, I'm telling you right now. I'm curious, what is your number 3 pick that goes to the New York Giants?
It's not quarterback, actually.
Okay, what do you got?
Will Johnson, Michigan cornerback.
Will Johnson.
It's not on your list, but this is why he was ranked a little higher. He only had 12 solos and 3 pass deflections, but both his picks that he had were both pick sixes.
So he was a corner?
He was a corner. Remember, we just got a Dory Jackson.
Yeah, that's true. So it'd be like they definitely need a corner. Which, speaking of which, I also gave him a corner, but not him.
Okay.
Giants will select Jahado Barron. Sorry, I'm saying that really bad, probably. A cornerback out of Texas. He was ranked number 6 on the PFF ratings
For corners?
number 6 out of all players.
Oh, wow. So really?
Yeah. So I was like, the Giants are desperate need of corner, and it just felt right that they'll probably go for that first round. I'll also go for the next one. So, Patriots will select Will Campbell, tackle of LSU.
That's why.
If the Patriots need anything, it is a dang tackle.
That's who I have. The exact player.
Seriously?
You're copying me!
Yeah, Will Campbell,
Dude.
LSU offensive tackle.
Nice.
Yep, I do.
We both projected that. That's cool.
No, we like they need offensive line. Like that's not a question.
Yeah, I was just shocked that we both did the same guy though. God of all players.
Yeah, of all players. Yeah. Now,
But
my number 5. And this is where one of the stars are heading. Abdul Carter. The Jaguars are getting because they need a pass rush.
same thing.
They need a pass
We
rush.
both predicted that. That is awesome.
2 in a row, actually.
Yeah, 2 in a row right there. Yeah, Jaguars getting Abdul Carter from Penn State. Now, people expect him to go even before that, probably to the Giants. But the thing is, the Giants' defense, they got plenty of, edge rusher, or linebackers like Brian Burns, Fabio Kariki, or Horike, if you say it that way.
So
The Jaguars need defense outside of
12
Josh
sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 43 solo tackles. He didn't have any picks or anything, but the pressure rate was ridiculous.
He has a great pressure rate, so I'm excited to see how he does. And obviously, he's from Penn State, from our state, so that kind of helps.
Ooh.
But this one's going to be interesting.
With the Raiders.
The Raiders. I gave the Raiders, somehow I have him dropping down to 6 somehow. Travis Hunter from Colorado, wide receiver / cornerback. He's technically both. So I don't know which one they're going to use him for, but they need both. So they'll use him regardless.
I actually have Ashton Genty, the really,
Raiders running,
the really good running back
going
from
there.
Boise State.
Okay, like that makes sense too because who's the Raiders' number 1 running back?
The world may never know.
Alexander Madison.
I guess. I don't
They
even know.
need a
Is
running back.
is even there still? I don't even know.
They need a running back.
Yeah, they don't need a running back.
So
too.
listen to this.
But they also need a wide receiver.
374 carries, 2,600 yards, 29 touchdowns. Oh my god!
And less games than it took Barkley to get 2,000.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
If this guy plays as good as he did in college in the NFL, no one's stopping him. So
Well, you have to also have the line for it, though.
that's true.
So number 7 with the Jets. They need this position. Tyler Warren, the Penn State tight end,
Okay.
going to the Jets. They need a tight end badly. Like
Oh, they do.
104 receptions for 1,233 yards and 8 touchdowns. He also had 26 carries for 218 yards and 4 touchdowns rushing.
That's not bad.
So he's
He's almost like
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill. Yeah.
He's like a Taysom Hill pretty much.
That's exciting to see because Taysom Hill's awesome to watch. I'm hoping he is just like that, but I don't see him going to the Jets because if the Jets need anything, is a thing to protect Justin Fields. So I have them picking up Armand Membao, a tackle out of Missouri, to help protect Justin Fields
Okay.
because they need tackles back. They have no offensive line.
All right, and nobody's blocking.
That's why Aaron Rodgers sucked.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I love the young people.
But
All right. Kind of curious to see what you have for Carolina's pick number 8.
oh yeah, so Panthers. This was tough because they needed a bunch of different positions. But one thing that I think they sorely were lacking in is wide receiver. So I got them Teteroa McMillan out of Arizona. I don't even know if I said the name right, but
I actually got them taking Travis Hunter, the
you have Travis Hunter falling down to them.
to
Okay.
Carolina. Yep. He had
That'd be a good.
he's more of a wideout than a corner, even technically. Because he had 96 catches for 1,258 yards and 15 touchdowns.
I don't suppose you got any of the stats of his cornerback stuff, did you?
No,
No,
not really.
okay.
So he's more wide.
I'm
receiver.
curious to see what that is too, because if he's able to play both, like that's insane.
He's more of a wide receiver than a corner.
Okay. Well, either way, they definitely need a wideout. And
Now
with
the Saints. Jalen Walker, Georgia edge rusher. He had 38 solo tackles, 6.5 sacks, and 2 fumble recoveries as well.
it's not bad.
But he's also a Georgia Bulldog, so like,
Yeah, that's
and
it.
Georgia pass rushers are usually ridiculous.
Yeah, and thing is for the Saints, this is where I see them taking a tight end and Tyler Warren. I have Tyler Warren going here. Here's why: the Saints don't have a tight end either. Like I think their number 1 tight end was I don't even remember the name.
So I think
And then that's his name, and he's not even that good. So, yeah, they need a tight end bad, and I think Tyler Warren would be a great guy to have at the Saints, especially if Tyler Warren and Taysom Hill got to work together.
That's what I was saying.
Two dynamic players like that.
I'm saying yeah, Taysom Hill as well.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. I think they could use that too.
Now Chicago, I think. Ooh, I'm kind of curious to see what you have for this one.
Okay, you want me to go first then?
Yeah.
All right, here's who I got. The Chicago Bears select Mason Graham, the defensive tackle out of Michigan. I'm just considered them tackles.
I have for Chicago to go along with DeAndre Swift, Amari Hampton, the running back out of North Carolina.
Amari and Hampton. Okay.
I mean, it'd be a good secondary back to DeAndre Swift.
Probably.
And plus, now they have a good line along with that. Okay, his stat line, it wasn't as good as Genty, but here's what he had.
Genty was ridiculous.
But this is here's the thing. This is a dual threat running back. This is like a Barkley, like a running and receiving. 'Cause he has some receiving stats too. 281 carries, 1,660 yards, and 15 touchdowns on the ground.
It's not bad.
And then 38 receptions for 373 yards and 2 touchdowns to the
Okay,
air.
so he's a receiving back. Got it.
Dual threat receiving back.
Okay, that is going to be a very good guy if someone gets him. But but for me, I just think the Bears also needed defensive line. Like outside of guys that they already kind of have, like their defensive line is the weak point of their team when it comes down to their defense. And I feel like Mason Graham would look pretty good. So I was like, oh, he was a guy from Michigan. Now, the Niners. Who do you got?
I have Armand Mambeau, the offensive tackle for Missouri. They lost that lineman of some sort.
Oh yeah, it wasn't Trent Williams, but it was some other guy. I think he got.
And that's
it.
why they would need an offensive line to help Purdy out.
No, before I go, what's his, do you have any stats for him?
No, he's a lineman.
After he's lineman. Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't skip that part.
He's a lineman.
So with the Niners, I had them take Malaki Stokes. I think I said that. Or sorry, Malaki Starks, safety out of Georgia. This is the, like, just to give you an FYI, this is the only safety taken in the first round, and I have the Niners getting him just because they lost Talanoa Hufanga. So, like, and he went to the Denver Broncos. So I'm pretty much thinking they're going to want to replace that with a good rookie, and Starks look pretty good. So
all right, Dallas's pick now, the 12th.
And this is where, unfortunately, I see Ashton Genty going.
You think he's going?
I have him dropping all the way down to Dallas. Pick number 12. Sorry, yeah, pick number 12, Boise State running back.
Yeah.
Obviously, you see the stats lines, and Dallas needs a running back so bad because their number one running back was the Broncos' number one, and he was so bad. So, they probably want somebody to go with.
No, I have to tell Rob McMillan, the wide receiver Arizona. They need a secondary wide receiver.
To CeeDee Lamb?
To CeeDee Lamb.
That is also true.
Figured that was another spot that they need. I'm trying to see his stat line. Like I said,
I am curious because I had him going higher than that, so I wanted to see what you have for it.
I'm trying to look. Okay.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Well, we can move on because the Dolphins are up next.
Ooh.
And I'm curious, who do you got?
They need offensive line. Kelvin Banks Jr., the Texas offensive tackle.
Kelvin Banks Jr. Okay.
Like I said, it's
I
completely
don't
different.
I'm trying to find that guy on my list. Okay.
They need a line.
Yeah, they definitely need some line. But I actually have them going for defense and getting Jihad Campbell, linebacker out of Alabama.
Okay.
I don't know his stat line, but I think he is, like, I'm assuming he's probably pretty good because he was in the really high up in the picks. So, and I think he was like one of the best linebackers in the draft. So I figured, and the Dolphins needed that. So.
I actually have his stat line here.
Oh,
But not
you can save it for what yours comes up then. But speaking of the next one, though, this is where my second edge rusher goes. Number 14 to the Indianapolis Colts, Mike Green out of Marshall, edge rusher.
That's where you have him going to Indy.
I was going to the Colts because the Colts, they need everything on defense. They did get corners, so they solved that problem with Charvarius Ward, but they need a lot. So I think they're definitely going to go with edge rusher here, and Mike Green just sounded right.
All right, with the Colts. They also need a tight end as well.
Kind of like they have Moali Cox. Don't they? But I don't know.
Michigan tight end Colston Loveland.
I don't even have that on here, so I don't.
I have a stat line though. 56 receptions, 582 yards, and 5 touchdowns. They probably utilize more wide receivers than tight end. He's probably just their like.
But yeah, the Colts have a wideout core with guys like Alec Pierce and Michael Pittman and stuff. So.
That's what I meant, tight end now.
Yeah, but that's what a tight end is. Yeah. Now the Atlanta Falcons. You said this name already, I think. Will Johnson out of Michigan, the cornerback. You had him going number 3. I'm going number 15 to the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
You said his stats already, and they were pretty good. I think the Falcons are going to be able to get him, just because I know Jahdae Barron or whatever was a higher, like, on the PFF rankings than Will Johnson was. So that's why I did that. But
now, your number 14 is my number 15. I have Falcons getting Mike Green, edge rusher. I have a stat line right here, which is pretty good. 38 souls, 17 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles.
Okay, he's good. I'm happy that the Colts got the guy like that. My prediction.
Arizona's pick.
Oh, yeah. Cardinals, who do you got?
Mikael Williams, the edge rusher from Georgia, and his stats is he only 15 solos, but he had 5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles.
Oh, dang, okay. Yeah, with the Cardinals, I gave them a wide receiver to go with Marvin Harrison Jr., and that wide receiver is Luther Burden III out of Missouri. I don't know if you have him on there or not, but I'm hoping he's good. Like, the Cardinals definitely need more of a receiving core from Kyler Murray. And I see Marvin Harrison Jr. is a good step in that direction, and with Trey McBride as well, but they need another guy. And I feel like this is where to get it.
Now, kind of curious to see what you have for Cincy's pick.
The Bengals, if they don't do what I'm about to say, or if they don't do anything defense related at all,
You're stupid.
I'm going to flip.
You're stupid.
Yes, you stupid. Anyway, the Bengals, in my prediction, are going to take James Pierce Jr., edge rusher out of Tennessee. They are in desperate need, especially with Trey Hendrickson not wanting to stay. So, and he hasn't signed again with them yet. So they, because he's requested a trade. We'll see what happens, but they definitely need an edge rusher, regardless if he stays or not, just because they need defense.
Well, I also have staying along the D line. I also have a D tackle this time around.
Okay, who do you got?
Mason Graham. Michigan D tackle.
My Bears guy going down to the Bengals. Okay.
24 solos and 3.5 sacks was his stat line. He didn't have any fumbles or picks.
Okay. But yeah, that's pretty good.
He was probably more of a run stuffer than a pass rusher.
Hey, that's fine. Bears could definitely use that, and the Bengals can also definitely use that because they got shredded.
Their run defense. So this is actually technically more suitable for me because he's probably a run stuffer. Okay, now Seattle
Seahawks.
I'll make this real obvious here. They need a line, offensive line.
I'm interested who you took.
Tyler Booker, the Alabama offensive guard. They have an interior offensive line.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say
exact position.
Okay, I was gonna say I didn't get that guy.
They needed that area filled in.
Yeah. For me, I did give him an offensive lineman, though, just not a guard. I gave him a tackle. I gave them Josh Simmons, tackle out of Ohio State. And you already know how good Ohio State is. Normally. So I'm assuming that he's probably going to be pretty good. And Seattle, like we said, needs an offensive line, especially after they lost half their team. So they need something for Darnold to work with.
Now, this one you had already. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I have a stat line right here, too. Jahai Campbell, the Alabama linebacker.
Oh, okay.
Going to the Buccaneers. And honestly, this is not a bad call.
I mean, I want to see his stat line because I want to see how good it was.
Okay, his stat line. He had 55 solos, 5 sacks as a linebacker, 2 forced fumbles, and a pick.
It's not bad for a linebacker.
That's not bad for a linebacker, and they need someone beside Levante David, the experienced vet.
And guess what? I see not the same guy, but at the same position. I gave them a linebacker. And my linebacker is also one you had earlier, which is Jalon Walker out of Georgia. I think he was going to drop all the way down and the Buccaneers get him. Okay. So it's funny, we almost kind of switched him up.
Technically.
But we still had the idea of having a linebacker there, which is cool.
Which is their most needed position, 100%. Yeah. Now can I... Oh, actually, no. Let's see what you have for this one.
The Denver Broncos.
Travion Henderson, Ohio State running back.
You gave him a running back. Okay.
I have a stat line here. 144 carries, a little over 1,000 yards on the ground, and 10 touchdown runs. So not too bad, but like I said, losing Javonte Williams.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. However, they, outside of Cortland Sutton, their wideout core is trash.
What? It's just an ordinary crabby... Oh my goodness! Squidward!
I'm sorry, Marvin Mims is not that good. So, he had, one awesome catch, and that was it.
What do you mean?
So, I'm giving them Emeka Egbuka. I'm assuming I'm saying that right. I don't know. Ohio State wide receiver going to the Denver Broncos to be a number 2 to Cortland Sutton. And I think Bo Nix would love that. Right. Now, I want to go for this
I'll let you go ahead. This is your pick.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Please, for the love of everything holy, take this. Jackson Dart, quarterback out of Ole Miss. Please!
That's what I have actually, too.
Thank you. Don't take an offensive lineman.
We do not care.
I am going to cry if I watch the draft and you do that again.
Especially after this stat line I'm about to say.
Okay, please do.
69.3% completion percentage.
That's not bad at all either.
4,279 yards. He had 29 TDs and 6 picks. Like right there.
Right there. I want him. Please let me have him. I will gladly take him. So I'm just, oh gosh. If the Steelers take an offensive lineman, I'm going to throw something at the TV.
If it's at my house, please don't throw it to my TV.
Yeah. But anyway, moving on. The Chargers will select Matthew Golden, Texas wide receiver. Because if they need anything outside of a guy named Ladd McConkey, it's another wide receiver. So, because they don't have another one. So they definitely need to get another draft guy.
I actually stayed weapons on offense. I didn't do line. I did weapons. I didn't do the wideout spot. I did the tight end spot.
I guess they could use that.
Mason Taylor, the LSU tight end. And I have a stat line, 55 receptions, 546 yards, and only 2 touchdowns. But I feel like the Chargers can utilize him a lot more than just that.
Probably. But yeah, like, for me, it's wide receiver, you it's tight end. But regardless, though, Chargers and Justin Herbert need something.
Weapons.
Yeah. Now, this was hard because I don't really know much of what the Green Bay Packers need exactly. So I just kind of had them going for the next best guy on my list, which at that time was Donovan Ezeukin. I'm saying that right.
I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, Boston College edge rusher. And I think if it sounded right for the Packers just because like they got guys like Kenny Clark on that line, and imagine getting another edge rusher to go with all that.
Like, nice.
It'd be pretty good.
Rashawn Gary.
That too. Like they got like Rashawn Gary and like Kenny Clark and then the other guy. Like in this rookie. That would be a great matchup there.
Now, I was thinking of them going for a rookie corner.
Ooh. Someone to go with Jair.
Jado Barron. The cornerback's from Texas.
Wow. Jado Barron. Bro. Wait, where did I put that one? I remember. He was my number 3 pick.
Yep, I have him falling. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't. 46 solos, 11 pass deflections, and 5 picks.
Yeah. But if we have to say anything, though, regardless of who we think the Packers are going to take, they're probably not going to take him because the Lions are probably going to trade behind them.
Oh, you almost had it. You got to be quicker than that.
And take that person.
Oh, yeah. just like they did
the last 2 years. So we already know the Lions are probably going to take the guy that we're saying that the Packers are going to get.
Now, I'm kind of curious to see what you have from Minnesota.
Speaking of the Vikings, you had this guy, Kelvin Banks Jr., tackle out of Texas.
They do need a line.
They have, other than Christian Darrisaw, who is extremely good for their offensive line.
They don't have much of
It's very mid after that. So they need a tackle, and I think a guy like Kelvin Banks, which you've already shared, is one of your higher up picks, I think is going to be a good chance for the Vikings to get.
Now, this is another position that is actually my only one on here, and it's a safety.
Oh, okay. Your only safety, too?
Yeah, it's my only safety. Nick Emuwari, something like that, from safety from South Carolina. And I'm pretty sure I have a stat. Yeah, I have a stat line down here. This is the reason why he was probably didn't know about him. 57 solos, 2 pass deflections, 4 picks, 2 of them were pick sixes.
Dang.
That's
good.
That's why he's on here. Like,
oh, yeah. I would see why.
Well, we probably need someone behind Harrison Smith.
Yeah, oh, yeah, especially with him getting older, yeah.
Probably his last year hearing us. So this is probably why I say they need a safety.
Yeah. So here's funny. My next 2 picks for the next 2 teams are defensive linemen.
So what you have for the Texans?
So the Texans, I gave them Kenneth Grant, Michigan defensive lineman or tackle or whatever it is. Yeah, Texans, they don't have tackles. They got edge rushers like Will Anderson and Derek Barnett, and also Denny Hunter.
Yeah.
But they don't have an actual interior defensive tackling area. So I have them going for that here.
You know what they also don't have? Interior offensive line.
That too. So who do you got them taking for that?
Gray Zabel, the guard from North Carolina. Not North Dakota. Sorry.
North Dakota State. Okay. Yeah.
It makes sense.
It also makes sense for them to take that.
They need in the trenches in general, honestly.
Yeah. And then the Rams will select, for me, Walter Nolan out of Mississippi, D-tackle.
Okay.
Because the Rams also need interior. Sure, they got a lot of linebacker and edge rusher type talent, like Jared Verse and
stuff like that.
All that from the last draft, and they've been outstanding. But they don't have an interior as well, so that's why you guys burned them so much with Saquon Barkley.
Oh yeah.
So if you've ever seen that, so they'll probably want to go for an interior like D tackle, and that's why I think Walter Nolan will end up going there.
I'm curious about this one. I picked a corner for them.
Oh,
they need.
They could use that too.
Maxwell Hairston, the cornerback out of Kentucky. He had 15 solos, 2 forced fumbles, 4 pass deflections, and a pick. So that's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
But they also need that corner spot though too.
Yeah,
one of the corner spots they need.
The Rams need some. Like they have a lot of holes, but they also have a lot of great players on that defense too. It's kind of like a very mid range.
They just need help on defense in general.
I need it!
Next one, the Baltimore Ravens select Gray Zabel, North Dakota State tackle. The Ravens getting a tackle because they lost some of them, other than Ronnie Stanley, who stayed, got paid big time. But they need another guy to help protect for not just Lamar, but Derrick Henry. So
Yeah.
So I have them going big time with getting Gray Zabel from North Dakota State to help build that lineup.
I actually have a defensive player for Baltimore. I have a pass rusher, the Donovan Eziraku,
Oh yeah, that gave to the Packers.
Boston College. He had 37 solos, 16 and a half sacks, and 3 forced fumbles.
Bro, what?
That's what I said. Like, what?
16 and a half?
I ain't joking.
Dude. Okay.
I was like, you missed out on this one.
Well, I didn't miss out on him. I had him up at number 23 for the Packers getting him.
Now imagine him with that stat line.
Wow. Okay, I didn't realize it was going to be that good. Okay.
All right, the Lions. Now you mentioned this guy earlier.
All right.
Edge rusher because they need it badly.
Yeah.
James Pierce Jr.
Okay. Oh, okay. You haven't going down here. Okay.
23 solos, 7.5 sacks, and a forced fumble.
It's not bad. For me, I got Michael Williams, edge rusher out of Georgia. Did you have him already? I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure I did.
It sounded familiar.
I don't think I did. No, I didn't.
Oh, actually, you didn't? Okay. But yeah, he's going to be an edge rusher. Lions definitely need that.
Yeah,
I
did. I have him on the Cardinals pick.
Oh, can you share his stat line again? If you have
His
it?
stat line? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
15 solos, 5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles.
Again, it's not bad. Yet again, Lions getting an edge rusher to go along with Aiden Hutchinson getting healthy. That'll be fun to watch. Now, Washington Commanders. They will select Shamar Stewart, edge rusher out of Texas A&M.
He's actually, I have the same. I have Shamar Stewart as well going to Washington.
Bruh.
I ain't joking. Shamar's defensive line in general, Texas A&M. 14 solos, he only had a sack and a half and a forced fumble. Which, he's probably more of a run stuffer than a pass rusher. Which is crazy to hear that he only had 1.5 sacks and a forced fumble if he's a DN. It's weird. Mm-hmm. Now, Buffalo needed this one badly. They need defensive tackle.
And who'd you give him?
Walter Nolan from D-tackle Ole Miss. He had 26 solos, forced fumbles, 6.5 sacks.
That's right. That's the guy I gave to the Rams. Yeah, for the Bills, I did also give him a D tackle, just not like that guy. They gave the Bills Derek Harmon from Oregon. Again, you just explained it, but they need a D tackle bad.
Now, Kansas City. I have actually them going offensive line first.
All right, who do you got?
Josh Simmons, the Ohio State offensive lineman.
For a second, I thought you were going to say the same guy I did, because my guy's name is Josh Connerly Jr., who's also a tackle out of Oregon.
Is it offensive tackle?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they need one. They lost a major
because they lost Joe Tooney. Joe Tooney, and the other guys too. It's just like their line is so bad, so they need a tackle.
No pressure, protection from Mahomes.
Oh yeah, you had to predict the king. You know. So.
I get it!
Okay, but now I'm gonna let you go first because I want to see who you gave to your team.
I actually gave us a D tackle.
Okay, who is it?
Derek Harmon, the Oregon D tackle.
Oh, the guy that I gave to the Bills. Okay,
yeah, 27 solos, 5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles.
I have you guys taking an edge rusher because you lost Josh Sweat, and that guy being Nick Scarton out of Texas A&M.
Yeah, I do not have it.
Yeah, well, we didn't have him because I would have known because it's the last pick of the draft of the first round, and wow, we had a lot of differences and some similarities too.
I know.
Which I love this.
That's surprising.
But yeah, but there you guys have it. That is literally our whole entire first round picks. This is what mine looks like, and his is like literally 2 papers long.
Well, the second one was just players.
Oh, whatever.
So,
but
still, full first page.
Yeah, just it's insane. But yeah, please comment below what you guys think and who you guys think is going to be picked like during the first round. Like, we're excited to watch this draft.
And like I said, fair warning, trades and stuff like that we did not go over.
We didn't project, so be ready for us to be wrong in those cases.
We'll be wrong in probably like 7/8 of these things. So,
or yes, like we're gonna be wrong on so many of these. But I also feel like we're gonna be right on the first few because I'd be shocked if we're not. Anyway. But yeah, also please hit that subscribe button. I'm sorry that we've kind of been slower at uploading. The off season makes it a little harder for us to get ideas. So if you guys have any ideas and things you want to see,
put it down.
Please comment below that. We would love to bring you guys what you want. And so we can actually, build this community. So
as always, this is Luke.
And this is Elijah. And we are the Eagles of Steel.
Bye.
Bye.